Welcome, everybody. Hi. Welcome. Thanks for being with us today on Heart and Soul Connected. We're here with Meeting with Mediums, and we're welcoming back Terri Suzuki. Was that earthquake over there in Japan close to any of your people?
No,
Okay.
and I was already home by the time it happened, but it
Yeah.
was on the other side of the island.
Okay.
But I guess it was big enough that everybody felt it a little bit.
I bet they did. I bet they did. Yeah. Anyway, well, I'm glad that you're safe and so on. And Jennie, of course, Starfish Jennie, coming to us from beautiful downtown Charleston. Uh, thanks for
Hi,
coming back.
everybody.
Thanks for being here, ladies. Thank you so much. Um, so yeah, how are things going with the both of you? I mean, I've had my trials and tribulations in the first 11 days of January. How about yourself? Yes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
difficult
I
time.
yeah, I have been through it because when I was in Japan, my little dog gave
Mhm.
up all hope that I was coming home and quit eating,
Yeah.
and she is still hanging on, but I cannot understand how come she's alive. She's just lost so much weight. It's hard to try to feed her up, and she doesn't want
Yeah.
to eat. Yeah.
That makes me sad. My little dog that I have that I got 2 years ago, that's going to be 12 this year. Um, she's my heart. I mean, I've only had her 2 years, but there's just something she doesn't like to be away from me. Today she went to the groomer, but I understand it's very, very difficult. They come to depend on you so much, and if anything changes, they have a
Hmm.
really hard time adapting to that. So I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. And how about you, Jennie, down in what's
I'm
going on with
hanging in
you?
there, hanging
Yeah.
in there, hanging
Mhm,
in.
mhm. Um, Apparently, there was quite an Oscar winning performance that was done today in the courts in New York. Um, and there's a lot more going on. It's funny. It's like they're all just imploding. All of them are imploding, and nothing's getting done, and everybody's mad. And anyway, I'm glad it isn't me. That's all I can say. But anyway, so let's say hi to some of our folks. Oh, ladies, you didn't have time, did you? Do you want to go ahead and Terri and stream? Did you want to stream?
I'm gonna pass up on that
Okay,
lovely offer, and we'll just
all right.
keep everybody in the from
Keep
mine
everybody here.
in the
Okay.
big chat.
All right. All right. So hi, Craig Dixon, and hi, Froxy, and Juanita's review is here, and it's nice to see you, Juanita. And we have Terri here,
We have
and we have
Gerald.
Linnea. Hi, Linnea. And who else is here? Let's see. Book Bewitched. Oh, have you got the snow starting? She lives over in Eastern Washington.
Yes, we have
And
the snow starting, but it's starting and stopping. But the
yeah,
temperatures fell a lot.
it was supposed to get down to 16 here coming up this weekend. So I'm going to be running a lot of my little fireplace, I think. Hello, Sonia. And don't know if I'm missing anybody else. Let's see. Amanda's here. Hi, Amanda. And I love the New Year suckage. What the actual F? I love it. Hi, Cindy Lou. Oh, my goodness. Gerald? Hi, Gerald. Taro Stash is here. And Wayne Rich is here. Cindy Lou? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Not yet, but it's windy. Yeah, it has been very windy here. We're kind of where we are is between two houses. We rented this little part of this man's yard, really, in Anacortes, overlooking the bay, and it's okay. But it's like right out in the wind. So this whole thing goes like this when the wind comes,
Mm.
and we've had a lot of crows hanging around too. So that's kind
Mm.
of creepy. But otherwise, we're doing
I just
okay.
watched Terry Stash's show with Celtic Sheila. It was super good.
Oh, good.
Super, super good. So, yeah, everybody go watch
He's
it. I
he's
don't know how old
delightful.
it was. It just popped up in my feed and I watched it. And I
Yep.
was so impressed at an ability I didn't know he had.
Oh,
Ooh.
really? He
What
is,
ability didn't?
yeah,
didn't
tell
you
us.
know
Tell
about?
us what ability. Yeah.
Well,
that you
he can talk to the people on the other side, and I didn't really know that
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
in
Well,
real time.
he is he's a woo-woo. So yeah.
I didn't know that. So I
Isn't that
just,
wonderful? Yeah, that is cool. Hi, a light worker. Yes, Gerald's fabulous. My favorite thing about Gerald is he's got the best sense of humor I've ever seen in my life, really. So
Yes.
I love all his props. He's fun to work with. And so, Gerald, I know you're blushing, but it's okay. It's okay. Hi, Rossi.
Yeah.
Hi, Rossi. Yeah, no, we've got such a great community here. We really, really do. And I love to see people working together, bouncing off each other, either in a reading or just chatting or whatever. All of us have so much to offer each other. And thank you. Thanks, Jenny. Thanks. Well, I'll have to check it out. That's wonderful. Yes, I knew he'd be blushing. Didn't I
Yeah.
say? Yes, yes.
Yep.
But that's all right. So, Jenny has made lots and lots of progress with her Akashic readings. So today we're going to do, you can have any kind of reading you might like to have. If you would like to have a Akashic past life, but please be very specific if you can. We don't want, to tell me who I was in any past life. I mean, be a little more specific. I would like to know the lifetime maybe that I had that might have been in Egypt or Atlantis, or to help me with this problem or that. If you can do that, that's very helpful. If you're wanting to get along with somebody on the other side, give us their first name only is fine. Father, mother, sister, brother, friend, whatever, husband, wife. And of course, you can ask your psychic questions, or you can ask for spirit guide information if you'd like. And Terry's been keeping all of her work up because she's been working with Jean and Terri Lee while she was over in Japan. So and how about you with Akashic Records now, Terri? Are you working with them more? Okay.
I'm still okay with the Akashic Records.
Okay.
My forte, I mean, I could always read past lives. That's fine. But my forte seems to be asking them more direct questions, like, am I on the right path?
Right. Right.
Or where am I in my journey? Or, just more specific questions.
Not so much about the people's business.
Right. So you can ask for advice, like, I need to know about this or something, They aren't, like, if you say, should I get a divorce? They are not going to answer that.
They don't want to talk about that. That's right.
Right. But you could say, you could ask the question differently. You could say, have I learned everything I need to learn from this person?
There you go. There you go. And if not, when is it going to end? Yeah. No. That's wonderful.
The other thing that I am pretty good at, I'm not good at it, I'm just a conduit, is ancestral healings and stuff like that. They seem to really like that. So yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. Thank you. You're right, book. Crows aren't creepy. Crows remember who you are. I think that's, I just read a story about a crow, and it was, I don't know if it's true or not, but it was fascinating. And what it said was that there was a baby that had died, and it was open casket outside in some island area, and a crow came down and landed on that baby. And the parents were about to wish it away, didn't want it to be near the baby. And the crow went like this and tapped on the child's chest, and up came a tiny little egg, like an egg from like a small bird or something. I don't even know how that ever happened. And the child wasn't dead. The child had it lodged in their throat, and the baby was fine. So, you hear about these stories and you go, I don't know if I believe that or not, but I think crows are a lot more, probably a lot smarter than we think they are. So, yeah. Hi, Arlene. It's nice to see you. Oops. And Veronica. Rossi, I got your question. Froxy, I got your Akashic. All right. Craig, I got your question. Linnea. Hi, Create Love. All right, Veronica. Yeah, they are. Hi, Silent Victory. All right. Crows are supposed to lead you to your true love. Ooh. Well, my true love lives in this RV, and the crows are hanging out here, so it must be that I'm in the right place. How about that? Yeah. All right, Juanita. I know I want to believe the story too, book. There you go. Sometimes stories like that are just awesome, and you like to believe they could be true. All right, so we'll go ahead and start. So I've got 7 questions so far. I could probably take about 3 more, but I'm going to close it at some point. Anyways, we'll start it with Rossi, wondering what past life is currently affecting my current life negatively. All right. I need anything more?
Let's, Jennie, do you
I
have?
did it. I already did it.
Would you do it out loud for everybody?
Sure, I will.
Oh yeah.
I think just the prayer part's fine.
The prayer part.
Yeah. So we're gonna say, Jennie's gonna say the prayer out loud for everybody, and all you have to do is agree to it, and then when it's your turn, we can read your records.
There you
go. Well, I just said it, but where it is, I don't know.
Yep. Hang on, I'll grab mine.
I got the key. I just don't have the prayer.
Okay. We got time.
Oh, there it is. Maybe it's on the
Hi, Kiba. How are you, Kiba? Good to see you. Oh, let's see, Sonia. I think so.
So I'm just going to say this prayer real quick. If you want to be in touch with your Akashic Records masters, you just say it along with me and agree. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us as we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to allow us now to receive the information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome.
So I already read the key before the show, but you want me to read the key?
Don't have to.
Okay. I don't think it's necessary. I'll agree to your key.
This is for everybody in the chat.
She's going to tag onto your energy. That's what she's going to
do. Okay, Rossi. Are you getting anything, Jennie?
Are we taking turns or what?
Yeah. You can go, Jennie. Go ahead.
No, I just thought Terri was taking this question.
Oh, okay.
All right, Terri, go ahead.
Yep. Well, so I've asked your Akashic Records masters to show me what life you live that's negatively affecting your current life, and they haven't got to the point yet, but they're showing me you as a girl child in long time ago. Maybe I want to say 1600s, 1500s. You're walking along a road, a dirt road. You don't have shoes on. You have a stick, and the kind of stick that you use to herd geese.
Mm.
And they're just showing me that life, but they're showing me that it was a hard life for you, that it feels like that you had to live in an environment where you're very close to the dirt, very close to, like you don't have shoes on. The house you lived in had a dirt floor. You're constantly having to move animals around, but you don't have shoes. So you're really kind of in an area that has a lot of dirt, and your life you are a very, very agreeable child in this life. I can see how you're such a pleasant little child, such a happy little child. But your life is not easy. It's a hard, hard life. And all this dirt does affect your breathing. It's not good on your breathing. You didn't live very long, but I see that as you hit your teenage areas where that you were like an adult, then while you were such an agreeable little child, just had such a happy outlook, even though bad things were happening, it's finally caught up with you, and these unhappy things have really soured your life. So it's already, I feel like this life you're almost like just waiting to get hit with for the next shoe to drop. You're just waiting. You're afraid to move forward because all you ever do is get hit with bad news.
So I pulled some cards, and I wonder if this is her later in that life or another life that was difficult. But what I got is you were married, you got married, you had to follow the dictates of the time. And I believe you were a woman in this lifetime. You were the woman of the house, and he was the master. But you were in such strict religious, oh my God, it was like you couldn't do anything. Everything was very strict, and you had to follow the religion everywhere. But you knew the arcana, which is the secret mysteries. And it was very, very hard for you because you couldn't say anything, or they would think you were a witch, or they would think that there was something wrong with you. So you had to balance this. This made you very, very unhappy. And now, perhaps down deep, you are trying, it's not that you're reconciling religion and spirituality, but that life is sort of twisting and turning for you, maybe giving you the feeling that if I really do what I want to do, it's going to affect me in a negative way. So,
Jennie, did you get anything that might
open? I got a little bit about the marriage. So what I got was that the marriage was not a happy marriage, and so he didn't treat you well. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. He didn't treat you well. So maybe this lifetime, if you brought that forward, then hopefully you're on a different path with a different soul. I hope you're not repeating that lesson with that soul. It's interesting because one of Terri's comments was waiting for the next shoe to drop. And in this life that we're reading on, Jennie, with the marriage and stuff, I think she was waiting for the next shoe to drop because she had to reconcile with religion. She wanted to be more free. She had this man hovering over her, and perhaps she was waiting for the next shoe to drop. She never got satisfaction that she wanted in her own life. He didn't treat her in a loving manner. She didn't have the love of that you expect or want to have in a marriage. Sure.
So I always follow up these things by asking the masters, okay, so what can she do about this? How can this be healed? And what they showed me is that this is actually fairly simple to heal. They're saying that they would like you to have some quiet time. They are not saying how often or whether it's just once but they want you to imagine yourself as this girl, as this young teen, as this young adult in this life where you have to be so cautious about everything that you never know what's going to be the thing that hits you next. And they want you to be grateful for that life, but they want you to imagine holding that person and cherishing them for being so brave, acknowledging the bravery it took to get through that life, to help you come to this life, and that by acknowledging her bravery, by swaddling her, cuddling her, just holding, letting her know how much you love her, that this will automatically start healing that. So
maybe it's loving that inner child, that little child with the bare feet, and loving that young bride, knowing that,
that she is amazing, that she
are
survived.
enough. Yeah, you're enough. Absolutely. Yeah. Hope this helps you, honey. Thank you. All right. Jennie, we're going to let you start out here.
Okay.
Roxy said, what's the most recent lifetime where I was a poet, or was I ever a poet before?
I definitely get that you're a poet right away. And not just a poet. You also put your poetry to music.
Ooh.
So, what lifetime was that? Well, it was a happy lifetime. I think it was in Great Britain. And yeah, you'd love to go to the library and you would just write and write and write and write. and then somehow it came into music. So there might have been somebody else that you met up with and they helped you put it to music. But yeah, so you created beautiful music with the words and the notes.
Wow.
Yeah. So are you writing now? Like if you're
She does write poetry now. Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
I heard the word before you even said music. I heard the word bard. She was a
bard
back then. Was a bard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I know you probably all know this song, but this song was playing in my mind, Froxy and ladies. A Whiter Shade of Pale by Procol Harum. And that beginning of that song is actually music that was done by another artist, like I don't know if it was Bach, Beethoven, I don't know who it was, but that was done by another one. And I'm wondering if she wrote the music for Whiter Shade of Pale. Maybe in the older form.
Right.
But yeah. Oh. So do you guys know when that was? Jennie, were you seeing a time frame at all in Great Britain?
I would say late 1800s.
Okay. Yeah.
It's about I was going to say 1800s as well.
Right. Victorian times. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And you just wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote, and you were, it just came flowing out of you.
I get here to look at your dreams, Froxy. If you're not looking at them, you actually get a lot of inspiration from your dreams, whether you remember them as being dreams or not. But yeah, I just get that feeling that lifetime has carried into this one. So, wow. That's awesome. All right. Let's see. Thank you, Froxy. Okay, so Mr. Dixon, can you ask my mom, Martha, if she enjoyed the trip to Los Angeles and did she see or send the peacock in Sunland, California? Okay. Well, I'll ask in these cards, Craig, and we'll see.
Well, Craig, when you put the question up, I didn't even have to go there. Your mom showed up automatically right there. And here's the thing. I noticed that since the last time I read with you and your mom was present, she's mellowed out a lot.
Ooh.
She's mellowed a bit here. And she said no, she didn't send the peacock, but she saw the peacock. And she was very, very happy. She was happy. I can tell she was just happy and content to be with you, without any sort of like nagging or having to keep poking you on the shoulder. She just went along for the journey. And she went along for the journey in a very peaceful way. And she feels really good about it. I think she's crossed a threshold where that she's come to more accept that she is on the other side, and that she shares the universe with lots of people. Because I remember the last time I read her, she was a little self-centered, but she's not now. She's what a pleasant trip you had with her.
That's really cool.
I just got immediately that she loved it. She loved it. She enjoyed it. Like, who doesn't like a trip to LA anyway?
I know.
Especially your trip and being with you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's cool that he saw the peacock in Sunland. It's like, wow, that's a. So I get here. I was very conscientious, Craig, cleaning up after you as you went along. But yes, I get the same thing, Terry. She's changed. She has changed a lot. She's lighter on her feet. She's happier there. She's made the adjustment. And she said, going to LA, she said, was play. And you need to play more, Craig. That's what she said. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah. Oh, she spent her childhood and teen years in the 50s and 60s there.
Wow.
Wow. How colorful. And there was the peacock. Wow. That's awesome, Craig. Thanks for sharing that with us. Wow. That's cool. All right. So Linnea is cutting right to the chase. Is she on the right path?
Okay. So I'm looking at your Akashic Records master. You only have one, at least that I can see right now, and he is magnificent. He's a warrior, some sort of warrior, not a warrior kind that I identify, but whoa, he's amazing. And I'm wondering if that you have this Records Masters because maybe you have kind of a warrior spirit to you. Okay, well, I haven't even talked to him. I was just goggling at him. So if anybody has something, go ahead, and I'll try to talk to him.
Oh.
Well, I got that you're on the right path, and maybe it has something to do with that peacock, but I kept getting like farmland, like vista of farmland. I don't know why.
Okay.
But do you feel like you're on the right path? So for you to know, follow your heart. And if you're following your heart and doing what makes you happy, then that's the path. So if you steer off the path and then all of a sudden you're a little grumpy and not happy with what you chose, that's not the path. So follow your heart.
He's very gruff. He has this great big spear or pole, and he like whacks it down. He's like, I wouldn't let you off the path anyway.
Is that him?
Well, that's kind of odd, Terri. I mean, they're so loving. Why is he portraying himself like that?
Well, he's not unloving. He's just like, he's a warrior. He's tough.
Okay.
He's saying, yes, he's on the right path. But he's very protective of her.
Okay. So I pulled Odysseus, which is a mythic hero, just to see if anything would come out. And there's a warrior. He is the one that battled the Cyclops and uses all his own strategy in order to win. So it could be that it's like, I'm here to protect her, and I am watching to see that she's on her own path. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. Like you said, it's not supposed to be scary, but it said he would drive his sword into the monster's neck, but then it would doom himself. So instead, he came up with a strategy or a cunning plan. So wherever she is on her path, if he sees that it's difficult for her, he's happy to avert her and come up with a strategy. I don't know if that sounds like anything you're feeling or not, but I think it's interesting that that's what I pulled. All right.
Yeah. Do you get anything more, Jennie? Because that's pretty much all he's saying to me.
No. Follow your heart. That's it.
Yeah.
Follow your heart. Yeah. Wow. I think that the best advice that we can give you too, Linnea, is if you are going, if things are flowing for you on the path that you're going, then I would say that yes, you are on the right path. If you're seeing obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, then it's time to question whether or not that's the truth, and if you're not seeing it the right way. So, it doesn't mean everything always flows easily all the time, but the less you have to force something, the more you know that things are meant to be as they are going. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
And when you have those little synchronicities that just show up and you follow the synchronicities, that's the path. That's the path. They're showing you the path.
Yep. Wow. So, yeah, you can look up Odysseus if you're interested in that. But there you go. All right. Hello, Annie Hamlet. It's nice to see you. Okay, we've got Veronica. What guidance and advice do my parents, Carl and Olga, have for the conflict between my two grown kids? Or between I'm sorry, I don't know how many there are, between my grown kids.
So I don't think I can ask them about the grown kids, like what, but I can ask them about you. What should you do to help this?
So should I go?
You can go if you've got it. Yeah.
Okay. So what I have is stay neutral. Stay neutral, and then love them both, or love them, how many there are, and let them know you're there for them. But be neutral, and be, the bright shining star that you are. And
I kind of get the same. I
kind of get the love all the time. If you send them love, every day from your heart, that will be good.
I get live your truth, Veronica. Live your own truth. There you will find your clarity and your passion. And let them live their truth, whatever that might be. I don't know how old they are, but I will tell you, the older they get, even though they're grown, they may be grown in their 20s. I'm telling you, mine are almost in their 40s, and there's a big difference between being in your 20s and being in your 40s or 30s. So it could be that it's just going to be that given time to grow up more.
Yeah.
There's always hope. I mean, it may be 20 years, but then, they'll probably come back together.
Yeah.
So I saw Carl and Olga on my stage, kind of holding on to each other, and just together, you know. But what was interesting is, so I have to agree with these ladies, because Carl put his hand out and then like put it against your forehead, like he was blessing you, like he was sending you knowledge and energy. So I think that's exactly what he was doing to help with the situation. And probably the knowledge and energy is exactly what these ladies have said, to let these kids work it out.
Oh, they're still home. There are two of them, and they're still living at home with her. God bless you, Veronica. I don't know how you're doing it. That is hard. That's very hard. Yeah. Yep. But they're very loving. Olga and Carl are very loving. Oh, good. Yeah. They're supporting you. They're right there behind you. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, Sonia, can you look to see in the records everything going on through with Social Security? I think that's what it is, successfully this coming week. If that's not right, Sonia, please tell me. You're welcome, Veronica. Okay, thank you, honey.
Do you want to go,
Terri?
Well, Sonia, I just see that your records masters care about you so deeply. So, I mean, they always all do, but just the amount of love and support is really, really apparent. And what I see them, they are on either side of a little stream. It's not actually water, it's silver. It's like this liquid silvery, and it's like a little stream just winding its way towards you. So what I think they're trying to show me is that yes, things are in the works. Like any little stream, it's not going to be a straightforward process. That would be a ditch. Streams meander a little bit, so it is coming. It may take its time a little bit, but it the smoothness of the silver water and the care that I see, that they're almost kind of like wrapping this around you, I think is very good news.
So I got the same thing, but not quite as eloquently.
What did you get?
It may take a little while, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, it may take you just a little bit, a while, a little bit.
So I get that too. I get trust. Actually, they're concerned with your well-being. They know that this is something you need, and they can't make it happen any faster than it's going to happen. And I get the travel card, and look, there's the silver water that you're talking about. How beautiful is that? But I will tell you that most of the time, your first application for SSI is not usually doesn't usually go through, and that's just what I've heard from other people who have done it. But it's almost like they want to see if you're taking them, if you really want it. Sounds awful. I'm just getting that feeling, but I don't think it's going to be. I'm hoping it's not going to be long term. You know, I would, don't be discouraged. Yeah,
and I think that once it is approved, and this is not the records,
yes,
it's me, that you get back pay.
You do. Yeah, happened to my brother. Happened to my brother. He actually had that happen with the VA, where they like moving from 30% to 80% or disability or something. And he had applied like in 1995, and he didn't get it until 2000, and he got 5 years back Yeah. So I think you're right. I mean, I know you don't want to guarantee it either, and neither do I, but I think you're right. I think that does happen. Yeah. Yeah. Good luck to you, honey. I hope it doesn't take long for you. Okay, so Juanita says, sometimes I think about the education and what I need to focus on when teaching my kids. What should I teach my boys that would be useful to them? I love that question. I'm going to say resourcefulness, how to do their laundry,
how to fix their car.
Yeah. How to cook a meal, how to where to go, open a bank account, how to save money, things like that. But you're right, Jenny. The other fix a car, know how to change your oil or look to see if you need oil but that's practical stuff. So I'm sure there's more.
Yeah. Teach them to love themselves and to love others.
Right.
That's
and to cry if they
masters.
Need to. Right. To feel, to cry, to yeah.
They're telling me to help them understand that there's other ways of knowing. So in other words, respecting their own psychic abilities, other ways of knowing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Isn't it funny that I brought up some of these things, but financial health comes in. And I think that, I always used to say, I think everybody should know how to balance a checkbook. Not that people use them anymore, but you know what I mean. And things like that, things that, but I agree with you guys that, those other things, those spiritual things are important. How to love yourself. Yeah. Yeah. That's beautiful. Thank you. I'm going to come back to those of you who posted before this, but I'm going to do this because Warrior Girl asked this question when we started out. And can Terri and Jennie share with us if loved ones that passed many years ago, like Craig's mom, do they see other star beings now that they've crossed over?
That's what an interesting question. I never really thought about it.
Yeah, I know.
I assumed they did, but let me ask.
Sure.
Well, I get if they want to. So once you're crossed over, you get to do whatever you want, pretty much. So if you want to see star beings, you'll see star beings. If you don't, if you're not liking that, then you won't. You choose your heaven. So that's what I've got.
I got two answers that kind of make me kind of interesting. They're not completely oppositional to each other, but they're a little. They said, of course, you can always see your whole spirit family. It's not just the people that you grew up with. There's probably about 250 spirit family with you all the time. That they can see those people all the time. But then they also said if you have star beings in that family, you're going to see them.
Sure.
So
yeah.
But that then makes me want to ask, does that mean we can't see them if they're not in our family? And they're saying, okay, is that true? Can you see them if they're not in your family? Well, kind of like what you just said, if you want to. Yeah.
You know what I got? And I didn't watch this movie but one time because I had to for a class, but I watched Star Wars. Remember when all those people are at that bar? The bar, and there's like all these crazy looking aliens in there. And this guy walks in there and they're all, it's like that. It's like if you go to the right bar, You can see whoever you want to see.
That's
if we go
funny.
to the right bars with our spirit family, we can see the little rougher side of spirit, or what?
That's a great question. That's probably one of the best questions I've ever heard.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Or most fun, maybe.
Thanks, Warrior Girl.
Most fun question.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I imagine you could probably also see like stars, like, you know, Kirk Douglas or somebody like that, or maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we know Craig sees Clara all the time now. So
that's true. That's very true.
they also then showed me that, remember, what you see on the outside isn't always what you see. So they're showing me like this, not mine, but a spirit family. And then if I look a little closer, I can see, oh, you're actually from another galaxy. Wow.
Yeah.
Or you've been there and now you're back.
Mhm.
We're all the same on the inside, but not on the exterior. Yeah. Wow. That is awesome.
Interesting.
So
Thanks for the question. Yeah.
So as far as what I had been taught is, when you get to the other side, you go to the place where you resonate, where you're resonating at that time.
Right.
So if you go to the place where you resonate, and maybe Marilyn Monroe isn't resonating on the same plateau that you are, you wouldn't see her necessarily.
That's very true.
But if you go if you resonate with those people, then you're going to you'll see them. Does that make sense? I mean, so I don't know. That's just subjective.
Well, and then there's different levels of ascension. There's some, 9th, 10th dimensional people. I don't know that we all get to see those if we have only escalated up to maybe 5th or 6th dimension. Yeah. So I don't know.
As Terri says, there's a lot about this world we don't know.
What we don't know.
What we don't know.
Yep. What we
haven't
will
been
learn.
over there recently, so
not for a while anyway. All right, so Susan, I love this question, Susan, because I have this issue. She'd like to know why I had a problem with my weight in this lifetime. Is it due to previous lifetimes? We had a lot of famine in the past, Susan.
So I hate to keep jumping in, but when I'm in the records, like, my answers come really fast.
It's okay, Jennie.
So the answer that I got was yes, and you lived in several lifetimes where there was starvation. You had nothing to eat.
Yeah, that's what I got.
So and it wasn't just one; it was a lot. But I did get, I think, like the Civil War, and there wasn't any food. Not, really not much.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the only one. There was more. So,
sure.
So Terri asked the question, what
I get the Irish potato famine. That's what I get.
Wow. Yeah. I just got one word, and it was protective. Protective.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We do put weight on to protect ourselves. It's happened to me in this lifetime. Mm-hmm. So I understand.
Right. But I think the word protective, when they were saying it, applies to all those lives that not just this one, but the other lives were
the other lives
face spam, and it was protective.
Sure. Wow. Yeah, I knew for sure why because at one point I was up to almost 240 pounds. And for my small frame, I looked like a beach ball, basically. And I knew it was protection, but I just didn't know what lifetime it came from. But like you said, we've had so many famines in the world for so many centuries that it could be one of those, Susan. So don't beat yourself up, girl. Don't, you're trying to take care of, you don't want that to happen again. That's what it is down deep. But you can heal yourself from that.
The Akashic Records Masters can heal that too.
Yeah. Before we leave. we can do a clearing, can't we, ladies? On anybody that needs that clearing from today. I think so. You got to look it up, Jennie.
I'm like, where is it?
It's all right. Spirit knows that we can do it in whatever words that come from us. This ritual is all right.
We could all put in our.
We can all put in our little, yeah. So, Silent Victory, can you share any information about my Akashic records?
I'm getting all kinds of information. It's almost like, it's not a book.
Floodgates.
It's almost like it's like.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm just getting something very simple. So maybe I'll start and then you go. They're just like, they're talking to me like they normally do. And they say to you, Silent Victory, greetings. We're so happy to be interacting with you. We hope that you will allow your records to remain open so that we can interact with you more directly. We are very excited to start this journey, and they know that we're not really starting the journey, but they're starting an interactive journey with you now. And that's pretty much all I got, Jennie.
Actually, what Jennie has said is that there's so much information, Silent Victory, that it would be wonderful if you could kind of sort out what you might want to know has affected you in this lifetime, if you want more specific answers, because it's like pages of a book going boop, 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 boop. You probably had millions, not millions, but thousands of lifetimes. Yeah.
She definitely had lots of lifetimes, that's for sure.
Jennie, is there any way you could ask them what's the most important thing she needs to know today?
Okay. It's love. It's always love. Love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Love yourself. And like Terri said, open the line of communications to them, and they will help you from now on.
That's true. She wonders, was she a writer?
Well, they're not showing me the same thing they're showing Jennie, all the different lives, but what they did show me when I asked, was she a writer? They said she can be. And they lit a match, like lit a little fire. It's like we can light a little fire in her heart for this. But I think you have to ask them or say yes.
Alrighty. I'm sorry to the new people that just joined us. We are almost done, so I'm not taking it. We're not taking any questions right now, but we are here every Thursday at 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern time, and we do this with mediums. And so I hope you'll come back and join us. All right. So Martha Bean was next. May I ask what's happening to me lately? I truly am so sad. Oh, Martha, I'm so sorry, honey. Wow.
So I'm not looking in the Akashic records right now.
Mhm.
I'm just went to my stage, and the angels are showing me you, and they are washing you. They're like pouring sheets and sheets of water over you. They're like clearing that this sadness is somehow clearing something in your spirit,
Mhm.
and they are helping you by washing this sadness through you. So don't avoid the sadness. Go ahead and go through it. Go ahead and feel it, and let them wash it through you, and wash it out. That's what I'm getting.
I agree.
Yeah. Martha, I don't know if you can, we're all going through this integration of the ascension energies at this point, and it's really working. It's I won't even say it's magic, but it's working. It's doing a job on us. Let's put it that way. And I think it's bringing up a lot of shadow issues, and it's bringing up a lot of uncertainties. Are we doing the right thing? Are things going the right way? When is this? When are things going to even out? So I do want you to know that you're not alone. All of us are healing, and we are healing every day, and we do have to lean into it. And you've got the psychic abilities, and so you are an empath, so you are feeling it so much more maybe than a lot of other people are. So
I would wonder what her astrology is.
Oh,
like
okay.
Maybe right now that's what's going on.
It's very true. The planets are going through some difficulty. Mary says, Martha Bean, me too. I just keep telling myself, knock it off, be grateful. Yeah, I get you. I get it. It gets old though at times. We just want to heal from whatever it is and be able to move on. I don't know if it's helpful or not to understand that a lot of us are going through it. I know that if I'm with a bunch of other people going through the same thing, I feel more validated myself, but that doesn't really help with what I'm going through. So,
right. I see she says she's an Aries.
Okay.
I have to say that despite that, my team has said, they're very excited about 2024. There's lots of good stuff happening. That doesn't mean we're not going to go through some bad stuff, but I too have faced a lot of sorrow.
Yeah.
This first new year. It's like washing through me.
It is. Yeah. Those of you,
I'm Aries, and I've been sad for.
Have you? Okay.
Since maybe, I don't know, Christmas.
Yeah, something's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I
you're
know.
You're not alone.
Yeah. No.
We're here to support you.
Yeah. If it helps at all, Diana Oil Painter tells us that, and Val Bradshaw tell us that January 20th, things are supposed to shift a little bit, be a little bit easier. So only about 9 more days. But it's
I was
not
listening to Susan Lynn today, and she had an astrologer on, and I don't think it was today, it was just a replay. And the astrologer was saying that try to find out when the what's it called when the sun blocks itself from the
eclipse?
The eclipse. When the eclipse happens, to try to find out where it is in your chart. So you can be prepared. And some people do well, and some people should hide in their houses. So, it is nice to kind of know what your astrology is. And
yeah, it definitely is. And Mary says, I keep hoping January 20th will end it. It's not going to end everything. I mean, we're going to go through some more things, but hopefully it will take away some of the sadness. And I still think in my situation where we are here, it's very dark and dismal outside. I don't know if, Terri, you can speak to that out here. And it was raining and raining. Today I went out and the sun was actually, I could see the sky, and it just lifted me so much just for that little tiny bit of time that I was able to see it. So thank you, Ella Worker. It's good to see you, sweetheart.
Well, right now it's snowing very, very hard. So
is it?
It is?
Not here.
No.
Okay.
It's
You can
actually
have it. You can have it. You're south of me.
okay.
It's beautiful if you don't have to go out in it.
That's right.
I don't.
Well, we're almost at the hour, but Wildflower would like to know if she's on the right path. And then I think we can collectively sign out and try to help those who had their Akash for healings before we leave. All right.
Oh, man. Of course, they're kind of playing on your chat name here, Wildfire Wind, but they suddenly showed me the wind blowing through wildfires, and they said, "What is your path? All paths are open to you." So I would assume that means you're on the right path. So
yeah. Wow, I like that. All right.
Well, that's good.
All right, I'm pulling a couple for you here, honey. Oh, so they're saying you're still working on finding out what your passion is. Keep up with being inspired. They want inspiration. When you inspire, you breathe in. You breathe in. That's how you inspire. So they want you to take a deep breath and find what will make you happy. And be inspired to do something, maybe something new and different, Wildflower. It's a new year. We're all feeling sad or stuck, or, maybe it's the time for something new to come up for you. It is a Wildflower. Yeah. Okay. All right. So in the Akashic Records, when we took the class, we were told that healing can take place after you go in and you kind of know what it is you had to go through. For instance, Susan with the weight issue in her past lives. And what was the first one we had? Can't remember now. Was it Veronica?
There was sadness. There was lots of things happening.
Yeah. So let's just say that we call on spirit guides and archangels and angels.
And the Akashic Records Masters.
And the Akashic Records Masters to heal those in need of healing from their past life traumas and issues that are affecting them in this timeline. Is there anything else that you remember?
I get a very strong feeling that Jennie should lead a clearing.
Okay.
No?
I don't have it. I'm going to have to make it up.
You don't make it
That's
up.
The best
exactly
way,
what they want you to do.
So for everyone in the chat and everyone watching later, we ask the Akashic Records Masters to heal everyone in all dimensions and all timelines and all past lives, future lives, this life and in between lives, in all ancestral lines, heal the hearts, the minds, the souls, and fill everyone with love, hope, and light.
Beautiful.
Terri, you got anything to add to that?
I do. And in each person's personal challenge that they brought up today, we ask that that their personal challenge is blessed, is healed, and that that the experience of it, the thoughts of it, the nagging thoughts that sometimes keep those things that bug us around are forever healed, never to be returned to. That now that these hurts will just be a interesting thought, but nothing to dwell on anymore. Nothing to see here. Move on, move on.
Beautiful.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, Akashic Records Masters.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Akashic Records Masters. And thank you, for those who asked the questions today. I hope you got a little bit of, healing insights for yourselves. Thank you to all of you who have been here today. And so it is, Rossi. Thank you, Terri Suzuki. I love having you back, honey. Thank you, Jennie. Always a pleasure to have you as well. And much love to everybody. We'll see you next week, same time, same channel. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.